The new land tax rate has been in place since July 2020. The government of Rwanda has increased land taxes from 80 Rwandan francs per square meter to 300 per square meter, an increase of approximately 257%. The new figures provided for by the property law of the August 2018 have sparked controversy until Niyitanga Salto, a village leader of Gasasa village, Lugando Sel in Chimihura sector in Kigali city, reported the matter to President Paul Kagame through a virtual interaction with the Rwandans on December 21, 2020. This is the same day that President Kagame delivered the State of the Nation address.
My question is about land tax that drastically increased, and landowners have started complaining that they will not be able to afford the taxes. Your Excellency, I know you always find solutions for many concerns brought to you affecting Rwandans. I request that you also look into this problem and find solution for the good of the people, as you have always done.
After hearing the explanation from the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning on the new land tax rates, President Kagame promised Rwandans that he would follow up on the matter.
A lot can be assessed, including the current economic situation and the reason behind the new tax regime, to find a better standpoint suitable for majority instead. I know some people may not be able to pay the least amount of the taxes, but can be addressed in another form. We will try to follow up on this issue.
Based on the cabinet decision of 15th March this year, the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, Dr. Ziel Ndagijimana, announced that immovable property tax for the year 2020 will be paid based on the rates that applied in 2019 before the new tax regime came into effect.
Owing to the current economic situation brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, has affected many taxpayers. The cabinet meeting resolved to suspend the recently announced land taxes until further assessment. This means that taxpayers will consider the previous charges while paying land taxes. That means the taxes paid in 2019 without any additional taxes. The second decision is that deadline for these taxes, which was initially set for end of March, has been extended to end of April next month. This is to make sure that no citizen is left behind during this exercise. The third decision concerns the extra payment made by taxpayers who have already paid their 2020 property dues. The balance will be added to the individual's next payment.
The decision to suspend the new tax regime has been warmly welcomed by the general public with mixed reactions.
The
issue has been expeditiously addressed. In some cases, some issues take long. I want to thank the President of the Republic for having swiftly addressed this issue, which has raised many questions.
I had the news this morning about the changes, and I am very thankful to the government for considering the views of the common people. The taxes had increased threefold compared to the taxes we paid. I had already paid the 2020 taxes. This year I will not spend anything on land taxes since what I paid is more than 2 times what I had paid in 2019. COVID-19 affected everyone. There were effects of lockdown coupled by the increased taxes. The government has addressed this issue the best way possible.
On the part of the civil society, the chairperson of Transparency International Rwanda, Ingabire Marie Immaculée, says the decision reflects the leadership's understanding and appreciation of the views of the citizens.
We have welcomed the decision by the government of Rwanda, and I want to take this opportunity to thank the leadership for having considered the concerns of the general public. Advocacy does not end there. There is need for strong measures to assess the issue of taxes on immovable property. I trust the will of the government to consider the views of the people, despite some people in positions of leadership who tend to act haphazardly. I have confidence that our government will always put first the interest of the general public.
bigaragajwe neza hakagaragazwa n'imbogamizi biteye birahinduka.
Minister Ndagijimana explained that the government will next year make an assessment of the property law and adopt amendments that will determine the new taxes on immovable property. Finance Minister also added that the tax collector will deduct the extra payment made by the taxpayer who've already paid their 2020 property dues. The balance will be added to the individual's next payment. Reporting for RwandaTV News, Ethan Tashabia.